Hi.
We have Sarah.
I'm so nervous about the internet connection in my garden.
Oh, yeah, well, this show is supposed to be all about your garden, and that's why it's cleverly called Where Does the Good Grow? If we get
Yeah.
connected, though, I have a balcony I could go on. Uh, Hi, everyone. We're going to let some other people join. We were given some best practices before. This is our first Instagram live from different locations, and we were told not to just. But I feel like I've already won. I pinned something. I found Sarah among the lovely people saying hi.
Will you let me know if my watering is too loud?
Hi, Cameron. Your watering is not too loud. Can you listen to my apartment loud? Hi. Hi, everyone. We're so excited you're all here. Sarah and I, when the pandemic started, we were like, let's not do Instagram Live. But yesterday I made a joke about Sarah's gardening and how popular it's been, and we made a joke about having a TV show, and all of you were so sweet, and so there were so many comments about how it was bringing you so much joy. Sarah, you're bringing joy to the world with your watering.
Yeah, I mean, it brings joy to me. It brings joy to my world.
Can you tell everybody how you got into gardening?
Well, it is an interesting story.
Oh, boy. Well, we've all got a lot of time on our hands, so why don't you...
Okay. Well, let me start at the beginning.
Great.
I feel like my head looks humongous because I have to hold, my arm is short. So.
No, your head looks totally normal.
So here's the story. You know this. I bought a house last year, and it has a backyard. It has a garden.
It does. I've been there. Verified.
Most of the garden wasn't here. There was mostly grass, but a lot of the grass died, and so I decided I would cut out a piece of the grass and I would make this little garden. And then when spring started, the pandemic started, and there just was one day I could go to the garden center, and I just it was everybody was shopping for toilet paper and I was shopping for perennials.
Absolutely. I remember that day.
So, and then also Stacy has me on a budget right now because we don't know when we'll tour again. And so I was only allowed to shop in the $4.99 perennials.
I see. So Sarah, for people watching, Stacy, who Sarah just mentioned, is Sarah's life partner of 18 years. How long have you guys been together for?
We've been together 10 years.
10 years. Apologies. I see that Stacy's watching the live stream, so I think an inspiration to everybody.
She's actually standing in the house watching me, and it's creepy.
Yeah. Well, I think you guys are an inspiration. Still a lot of interest in each other after 10 years together, and that's not everyone's situation. Are you waving at her? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waving at her. So she would only let me spend a certain amount of money, and so what I found, here are some of the things I've learned about gardening. And I just want to be clear, I don't know that much about gardening, and I inherited a lot of ferns when I bought this yard. I have the house too, but when I specifically bought the yard, I got a lot of ferns. And what I've learned about ferns, this is not something I can search on the internet, but what I've decided about ferns is that they're sort of like the cockroach of plants. You really can't do anything. I mean, you could probably pour gasoline on them and burn them. Why would you do that? But I find that as long as you don't do anything bad to them, they thrive. Can I show you something weird?
Oh, we'd all love to see the garden. That's why we're here.
Okay, so I'm just gonna. Can you see those?
Yes, those. Are you speaking of? There's sort of like a curly bit.
Yeah, these are called fiddleheads, and I think they're called fiddleheads, but they're eventually going to turn into the frond. And it's disgusting. There's just clusters of them inside the ferns everywhere. It's unreal. But here, I'll show you. You can see. See?
We can see. Very interesting. Kind of bug-like. Kind of gross.
Spiders. These ferns are just like gigantic spiders, which is another interesting thing. I told you this earlier. Oh, this is a good one. Check this out.
Apparently, you can eat them.
You can cook with them. I wouldn't do that. That's like eating my friends at this point. Um, well, because they're going to turn into these big, beautiful leaves. I don't want to eat them. I want them to, I want them to see their full potential realized. I did do some research today so that people wouldn't think I was a complete moron. Um, I seem to have about three different types of ferns in the backyard. So what I've learned is that these ones, I think these are lady ferns, and it's because they sort of have like a womanly shape. Um, I don't know if that's true.
Well, can you back
I
up?
just made that up.
I couldn't.
And
could you back up a little? See her shape?
yeah, shit. Sorry, I already started walking. No.
Oh, okay. You're a bit spotty, your connection. Is everybody still seeing me? But maybe Sarah's frozen-ish? Oh, no, you stopped moving. I think it's okay now.
It's okay now? Okay. I know I lost you around lady ferns. The point is that they have a bit of a lady shape, I think.
Yeah, no, I think you didn't lose us. I think that's where you got us. And I wanted to see more of them, but that's fine. We can go back.
Yeah.
While you're walking us around, are you wearing like gardening clogs? Like what sort of attire do you wear?
I have these boots on.
Mm-hmm.
I did have gloves, but I was having trouble using them with the iPhone, so I took them off. Normally I have all kinds of gardening gloves. I have green ones, I have blue ones, I have black ones.
Was part of your interest in horticulture about fashion?
Oh, always. I mean, I know I'm not that fashionable, but I do like to I just can't wait to show you this. I'm very excited.
Let's see.
Okay, so these are not ferns, but they have sprouted in the last week, and it's like a Disney creature has been buried in my yard, and its long, crazy Dracula hand has come up through the ground.
That sounds awful. Should I warn everyone? Is this like a trigger warning, or we just dive right in? Ooh. Ugh.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, it's like kind of, it looks like a green onion.
It does look like green onions. So those are hostas. Those are going to be hostas. That's what Mom said, anyways. You can see here. Can you see?
I don't love it.
I don't love it. I don't love any of it, to be honest with you. This is sort of an exercise in learning to accept the things that make me uncomfortable. What I was going to tell you is that I've had to accept that the ferns look a lot like spiders, which upsets me, but also I've had to accept that in this yard there are a lot of spiders. And these ferns are called heart ferns, I think. I can't remember. But they have these, like, you can see these things.
Yeah, gross. Yeah.
But can you see this tree?
I can, yeah.
And can you see the holes in the base of the tree?
Yes.
You know what lives in there?
I bet you're going to tell me. A troll?
Wolf spiders.
Wolf spiders. Terrifying beings.
Yeah, so they're quite large. They don't make webs per se. They make webs, but on the ground. They catch things on the ground.
Yeah, I one time had a wolf spider in my house. It was like basically the size of my hand. And then our friend Jeremy was saying, and he caught it, and he said it was as big as I said it was, and super scary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to talk down about spiders because I think they get a bad rap, and I actually think they're really cool. But it does require some adjusting of your mental process when you see one in real life. Like in my backyard, there's a lot of them, and they there used to be more, but we had an infestation of termites, so we did have to get exterminator, so a lot of them did die last year, but I think they're going to come back.
Okay. And so how do you feel about the whole
how do I feel about the whole
about
go
the
ahead.
No, ma'am, you go ahead.
Well, here's how I feel about it. I don't like an exterminator. I mean, nothing against exterminators, but for the most part, you have to find equilibrium for your backyard, and spiders play an important role. But termites, especially, they fly. Termites, they fly, and they and so the termites that we had were living in a dead tree stump, and I sometimes would water the tree stump. I don't know.
Favorite part is that Stacy's commenting, and she's telling the same story. She just said the thing about the stump as well. It's like,
yeah,
outside.
No, I don't know. She's probably doing something embarrassing. Would water the stump and these.
Your backyard connection, body, ma'am. That's okay though. We're gonna stick with you. A lot of questions are coming.
Okay.
Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Okay, so I would water the stump and all these bugs would fly out of it, and I was always like, oh, those are so nice. They're almost like, I don't know, moths or something, but it turned out they were actually flying termites. And so, you know, there's a lot of wood on the property. I mean, houses are built of wood and termites eat wood. So we did get recommended to exterminate. And then unfortunately, when you exterminate, you know, you can't be like, oh, we only want to kill the termites. It just kind of kills a lot of stuff.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. So hopefully they won't come back. But I thought if you had any other questions about things in my garden, you could help me figure it out. For example, maybe you could do a quick search of what this is.
That plant?
Yeah, it's like purple flowers and it kind of spreads.
Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, let's crowdsource an answer here.
Yeah, or you could Google it. You could Google it. You could put what is a green plant that spreads and has purple flowers on it.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to see if anybody on the chat wants to Google that, because I'm actually have set my cell phone up on the face of the laptop, so it's like a precarious situation.
That's vanity. I know what that means. That actually means you don't want to move it because you like the position that your head is in.
I don't hate it. It's really hot in here and very bright, so I can't tell exactly, but I think things are working out fine. But I do think that people are going to Google that. And in the meantime, I'm going to see if anyone has any questions. Specifically, did you say what to me, ma'am?
No, Stacy told me that the connection's bad and that I'm doing this wrong.
Well, I don't think you're doing it wrong. I think you're doing great. I don't think you need to feel bad. Don't panic. I think for some people you're a little blurry, which is fine, because you also have all the comments all over your face, so it kind of just, it's like an art piece, actually. You know, I think it looks really great. Your bangs look great.
Thanks.
Sarah just sent the poop emoji, so she knows what's happening. In the meantime, I'm going to take some questions. I love seeing all there's a lot of people here that I know. Okay, we got a question about tour, but sadly there's no touring, so I'm not gonna turn this into a downer.
We're touring the yard. That's where we're touring this year.
We're gonna be playing gigs in Sarah's backyard pretty soon. This is why I don't want to play on Instagram Live, because I'm really afraid of bad connection. This is beautiful. Yeah, Sarah, well, maybe while I'm speaking, you could show us your ferns. I came over and saw the garden this past weekend. It looks really beautiful. Sarah set up lawn chairs for us in that area, and multiple chairs ended up sinking and then falling over. We've got a guest on the stream. This looks like Sarah's life partner, Stacy. I think it is a bit blurry, but is that Sarah? Oh, I see what's happening. Sarah has given the phone to her life partner, Stacy, who is now filming Sarah walking. I love this. We're working together. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Jessica. Actually, Jessica, this is an excellent question that I had on my list for Sarah. I'm wondering if you guys are growing any food in your garden, because it seems like you're not. Are you growing any food, ma'am? Are those lettuces or kale? I know the answer. They are not growing any food. I have a planter box on my balcony that my life partner planted. So far, nothing has grown. We'll get back to you about that, though. Okay, let's take another question. While Sarah is mostly just frozen, but it's pretty great. I mean, you can sort of see the greenery, which is, I think, super cute. Do you guys like that I'm saying I'm calling her ma'am? That's what we call each other, ma'am. All right.
Is this connection better?
Yeah, we can see you again.
Okay. I just disconnected from the house because I think maybe it was because Stacy's hogging the internet.
I see. Okay, well, I'm really just glad you're back because I'm in a full sweat, but I'm trying to remain calm.
Well, why are you so scared? Talk to me about some of your feelings.
Well, I'm not scared. I just wanted to talk more about your garden. That's why I don't have a lot to tell people right now because I don't have a garden. So I saw someone asked about this plant behind me. I have a lot of plants.
Yeah.
I have my mom. My mom, as a lot of you know, she makes pottery and she makes these little guys.
Very cute.
And this one's doing really well. He was like about half that size. Look how big he is. He's just kind of looks like he's got an unruly haircut. He looks like all of us when the pandemic's over and we haven't had haircuts.
I know, I was loving my bangs, but now they're just starting to be a bit too long.
All right, so Sarah, do you find that can you walk us through how you decided to start making these videos? Because I really have been getting a lot of comments from people about how much they're enjoying your video. They just watch you water and how calm it is. I see how many people view. I mean, it's way more than when I post photos of us from the 2000s. So what do you think that's connecting with people?
Well, a lot of people can't go outside.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think it's just fun to see people do something that you've never seen them do before.
So you think people are enjoying watching the garden?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, also, I don't feel like I have any kind of expertise, so I think it's just fun to fumble through the experience together.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
You mean together with the plant?
Yeah, like all of us together, but they're thriving. I'm not trying to claim that I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do feel like I'm keeping them alive.
I see.
I did want to bring up one thing I was trying to tell you, but I think I got frozen, which is that next week, if we do this again ever, I am going to change the location of my lavender plants. I'm going to create a little lavender field in my backyard because Mom told me that where I have the lavender right now, it is too wet. And she told me that I need to remember that Provence is dry, even though she's never been there. But she told me that I should.
Where's from?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so she told me that they need to be in a sunnier place and they need to be drier. I loved the lavender fields in France, but I was drunk most of the time. And so I'm going to create like a little lavender field in the backyard where I can go and have some wine or some kind of French cocktail once a day.
You're telling me that you only have one cocktail a day?
Oh, only. It's all about limits, you know? But I was going to show you my lavender. Okay. Here it is.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that was lavender. That's sort of where I fell. My chair, kind of.
No. Yeah. Oh, you fell in my other lavender area. I'll show you. This is also lavender.
Okay.
This Mom made.
Another amazing pot. Don't you guys think my mom should go on Etsy or?
She also made this one too.
Yep. Very nice.
Yeah. So, anyways, oh, this is also from Mom. This is a hydrangea.
Yeah, I think you made a video of you and Mom breaking social distancing code and planting. Oh.
We did break some code. I mean, Mom is strict. I mean, I just find it fun to sort of just push her boundaries a little bit. I mean, she doesn't have it. I don't have it. We've been in quarantine.
I begged Mom for a ride home from your place. I didn't ask for a ride the whole way home. I said, will you just drive me down the hill?
She's very strict.
No. I said, I'll sit in the back in the trunk. I'll put a mask on, just open up all the windows. And she laughed and said no. And then
she keeps saying she's afraid of getting us sick, but I know it's that she's very nervous about herself, which I think is really responsible.
Well, anyway, when I was walking home from or walking down the hill from your house, she went speeding by, honked the horn, but like I could see that she was laughing at me.
Yeah. I think she likes social distancing from us. I think it stressed her out that we both moved back here. And so she was like feeling socially overwhelmed. For all we know, she started the pandemic. She does breed those bats, in her house. This is I was going to show you my favorite. Now that the connection's better now, right?
We can see you. Everybody's commenting. I think it seems like people are having a real good time.
Okay. I was going to show you my favorite thing.
I suggest we do this a little later in the day, and then we could all have a cocktail together.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So I was going to show you my favorite thing in the garden.
Please.
Okay. It's these.
What are those?
Well, they're just like little grasses.
Oh. Well, why are those your favorite things?
I just think they're delightful looking. And I put them in, I have like a grass garden. So I have like these guys that are sort of more like, like big hair, like grandma's hair. This looks like grandma's hair.
Yeah.
This is like 1990s, just figured out I was gay hair. And then this is kind of like letting it grow out, live in Berlin hair.
Did you live in Berlin and I didn't know?
I thought about it.
Well, I want to understand the reference. Growing it out, living in Berlin hair. Do you know someone out in Berlin?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking like Peaches, when she let her mullet grow out and she just like was living in Berlin.
I see. While you were frozen, Jessica Halem had an amazing question about if you're growing any food in your garden.
Absolutely not. No.
And is that because you're afraid of rats?
It just requires we're like starting at green level here. This is like easy. This is about success rates. It's about, I'm not sure of the wildlife in this neighborhood. There's bears, there's all kinds of things. Can I just show, because I'm afraid people didn't really see this the first time.
Now let's look at them again. This is what I call the green onion.
Yeah.
But that's not food. So did you plant that or that just started growing?
That just started growing. I don't even know where that's from.
Huh.
Yeah, so the food thing, I'm interested in it, but it would require, I think, a lot more effort. And I just felt like with the pandemic and everything being closed down, also, like, if I'm being honest, I like that this is low maintenance. Water it, something dies, throw it out,
When touring goes back into, people can tour and gather in groups again, and you have to go on tour. Will Stacy have to take care of all of this, and how does she feel about it?
I mean, I'm already worrying about it because she doesn't like to do the garden at all. She's just, I'm not saying she's lazy. She does other things, but like, she's never out here. She never comes out here.
She's watching you?
Yeah. You know what? I think this just, it's more my style. It's like a little dirty, a little messy. I get to talk to the neighbors. I'm a little self-conscious right now because I feel like everyone in my neighborhood is probably like, what is she doing?
Stacy just wrote that we're going to hire someone to take care of the garden.
Well, we'll see. It's a time of austerity. You have to be careful about your finances when you're not working much. So, but also, I mean this really sincerely, but I take quite a lot of enjoyment out of doing the garden, and I think if Stacy just would give a try, just try a little bit, I think she would also enjoy it.
I see. Like it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's your thing, and maybe what Stacy's doing is respecting that you need to have your own thing, and she maybe needs to have her own thing. You guys spend a lot of time together, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and one thing that I've been thinking about this a lot because I quite like she and I had a disagreement about if I could buy a lawnmower, and then I did buy it because she's not the boss of me and we are in equal partnership and it's my money too. And so I bought the lawnmower and I mowed the lawn last week and it was thrilling.
Yeah, our family chat blew up with content of the lawnmower. I promised everybody in the photo that I posted on Easter weekend that we'd get to see your lawnmower. Is there any way you could go get it and show it?
Well, I'd like, I don't really want to blow my gardening load here. Like, maybe that's another episode. I don't know.
I see. Okay.
But I will say this. It was really fun to mow the lawn, and For me, I mean, I make jokes about this, but like I only ever knew dads to be interested in things about gardening. I mean, they were just like very gendered old school norms. Like, but one of the things that I've really enjoyed about my gardening is picking my tools, like what they look like, what colors they are, how light, how, how much I can fit in my garage, you know.
Sure. Yeah,
So,
turned into a real domestic person.
I was thinking about this yesterday. I had to do some fairly I had to do some fairly quick light renovation work on something. I had to paint and fix some things. I had to use caulking for the first time on a bathtub, not at my house, but another house. And and I thought to myself, God, I'm handy. Like I'm really handy, and I'm just really able. Like I can figure it out, like a YouTube video, and bam, I'm caulking. You know?
Bam, she's caulking.
And not only that, but like I'm fast, like I can get a job done so fast, and I just really enjoy it. And I like seeing how it just comes together, and I just really enjoy it.
I mean, I think it's amazing. I think it's.
Are you jealous? Like you're like urban Tegan, right. I was down in your neighborhood yesterday, and it's different. It's a little dystopian, a little Mad Max where you live. There's a smell of urine, whereas when I step outside my house, it's just fresh blooming tulips and, fronds and fresh cut grass. So, I mean, are you jealous?
I wouldn't use the word jealous. I would say that I maybe at times in the last couple of weeks felt like an itsy bitsy, like tiny amount of envy. But I don't want to own a lawnmower or garden clogs. I don't.
Like yet.
Yeah, maybe someday. I like the idea of living somewhere sometimes with a garden. I liked coming over to your garden this weekend and having a cider in the sun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
When I say your life, like your house and the garden is it's kind of like people with kids. I love all the friends I have with children, and their kids are so cute and so funny and so sweet. But like when I leave, I'm glad that I'm going to my life. Sometimes when I go visit your house, it's so beautiful. I love taking care of the cat. I think you and Stacey have built a wonderful home. And your garden, your
tone of voice is making it sound like you don't believe those things. But I just wanted to show one thing before we get off the phone, okay?
I really, really, really do. But
I want to show you one more thing before we get off.
Oh, it's Holiday. Ooh, I'm a cat. Holiday. Holiday, you're on the internet. Well, hi, Holiday. Come here. It's your auntie. Come here, Holiday. The people love you. Your does not come to you when you call.
No, well, she's not a dog, all right? She's not an idiot. I like free-thinking animals.
I did say that I would take questions from people. Mostly, people are just narrating, which is kind of cute and hilarious. But if anyone has any quick questions for Sarah before we sign off of our inaugural Instagram Live about gardening, I'd be happy to ask Sarah. Mostly just a lot of encouragement. Oh, someone wants to know where Mickey is. That's Sarah's other cat.
This is his sleeping time.
This is sleeping time, yep.
Because he needs to be up all night long, jumping on and off of the windowsill, running down to the basement, and screaming a cry that can only be described as terrifying and haunting all night long. So this is the time where he rests.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sarah, do you name your plants?
No, I say like little encouraging things, and these aren't gendered words to me, but I'll be like, come on, little guy, like stuff like that,
I see. I only have one plant that I've named, but the rest I do call them boys and girls, which I know is completely.
It's ridiculous. Well, you're old. You're old.
Like
you're trapped in my binary thinking because you're over the age of 35.
I see. we also have a question about someone who's starting a garden, and they were just wondering if you have any tips for, you've been now gardening for about a year. Do you have any tips for anybody?
No, I actually really don't. It's really just I use a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of just water until the drought. When the drought starts, then you have to get up. Like in my neighborhood, you have to get up between 4:30 and 9:30 to water your garden.
Add that to the list of you. Somebody wanted to know what is named. So my partner and I, we named the one plant. We have like dozen plants, but we named one, and her name's Dolores. And I can't explain it. She sleeps in the room with us. It just felt appropriate for a name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sarah, do you play guitar for your plants or talk to them?
I give them little encouragements here and there. And, the truth, this is going to sound weird, but like sometimes what'd you say?
As opposed to this whole chat that wasn't weird?
Do you feel like this was weird?
No, I think it went good. I mean, I think it went great. We can process afterwards.
Okay. I can't wait. I feel like I'm in trouble or something. But
hey, this was great. Can't you see all the comments? Everyone's having a lovely time.
No, I stopped them because they were stressing me out. It was like they were scrolling too fast. Sometimes I can just tell that the yard needs me and it wants more water or just like attention, and then the next day I can actually feel that it's thriving.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Dolores, in the morning when I get up and open the blinds and the windows, she's in front of the window that I open first. When I wake up, Sophia goes downstairs, I open one window and the blind just let a little bit of light and fresh air in, and Dolores is in front of that window. And every morning I hold one of her giant tropical leaves in my hand and I say, "Good morning, Dolores."
Well, I don't know if that's consensual. Like, I try not to touch the plants. I just try to give them what they need.
No, I dust them. I hold their leaves and I dust them every Friday.
That's nice.
Okay, well, everybody, as you all know, because you know us, a lot of you actually really do know us, we could talk forever, but we're going to end our first Where Does the Good Grow on a high note. This was really fun. Sarah and I have been talking a lot the last month about what, in a time of everyone being on the internet all the time, and it feels like every person on earth live streaming, we're trying to be conscientious of your time and energy and create things that we think you'd enjoy or that would maybe ease some of your anxiety or your boredom. And so we hope you enjoyed this. If you did, go follow Sarah's new Instagram account called Where Does the Good Grow, because she's going to post way more gardening content over there. But our hope is, we've been talking about, trying to do this maybe once a week, but maybe it's not always about Sarah's garden. Maybe it's about other things. So please feel free to leave us comments on the interweb about what kind of stuff you'd like to see us doing. I know you're just going to say playing songs, but I just want you to know probably that's not going to happen. But
you could come over here and play a little Call It Off here in my garden.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Fred Penner styles. That's for all the old people watching.
Okay.
You can run through the I don't know why I can't think of what those things are called.
Trees?
Stacy, what are the bushes in the backyard called? Laurels. You could run through the laurels and play acoustic guitar in the backyard.
I don't think I'm going to do that, but you can do it. Backyard, get Stacy to film it. The two of you could get another account called Sarah and Stacy, and you can
Stacy doesn't.
You could make TV shows from our childhood in the backyard. That would be very popular. You should put it on TikTok.
I just want everyone to know that Tegan's going to give me all this feedback when this is over, and then as soon as I'm done from that, then I'll go into the house and Stacy will give me feedback, and then probably my mom will call me and give me feedback. So I just, I'm not saying I was meant for television. I'm just trying to share a little about what makes me happy every day.
This was lovely. I think I've been looking at the comments this whole time. I really do feel like people enjoyed it. All of you are doing okay out there. Take good care of yourselves. From me and Dolores and Sarah and Stacy and all of her plants, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Maybe a little bit later so that we can...
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with drinking during the day. I mean, it's really...
I just saw... I think Mom's on.
Oh, hey, Mom.
But I don't know if she's been on the whole time or not. Probably. You know what? I won't call you right away. I'll let Mom call you first to process. Mom, did you see what she said about the lavender? So.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I would love to do this again. I would love to show you the front yard where our maple trees are in bloom and also our tulips have bloomed.
And maybe we could do a little back in your shed segment. You could show us your lawnmower.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that one's trickier to do live, but I will. I definitely have on my queue this week to film myself mowing the lawn.
You have a list of things to film?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I just get these ideas when I'm working in the garden. Like yesterday, I was preparing the sprinkler, and it has all these different shapes that you can pick which shape you want your sprinkler to sprinkle the water. And they just looked so wonderful, like all the different shapes. And so I'm going to film some video content where I'm just rotating through the different sprinkle shapes. I don't even do drugs.
Well, that's a lie.
I don't. I haven't done drugs in, I don't know, like sometimes I'll like have a little bit of weed or whatever, but like not even since Christmas. No, not even since Christmas. I haven't. I mean, I think you're only.
You know what I'd like to do is potentially like have like just like bite the head off of a gummy bear edible or something like that. I've never done it before, but then do this next week.
I don't know. Are you allowed? Like, is that legal? Like, I don't even know. I don't really want to do an edible, but I mean, like, I would like smoke a little bit of weed and get on here, but like, I don't know if that's okay for people, like their kids, or will Instagram police take us off the internet? Or
I'm not going to do it on the internet. No, are you joking? I think it was Wiz Khalifa and his mom like did this game called 10 Puffs or something like that on. It was incredible. It was like the best content so far.
Did you know that Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart used to have a show where they baked and got stoned? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, the more you know. I was out here gardening, and all this time I could have been watching Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart get stoned. Was this like pre-jail or post-jail?
Oh, I think post.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
She didn't have to be as worried about her image. Well, I'm gonna go set up my sprinkler, and I'm gonna water the lawn, and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, everyone, take care. We'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.